So here's something I think many of you out there can relate to. Usually in every friend group, there's at least 1 or 2 people that are just super competitive, you know, take casual games way too seriously. They're usually no fun to be around, you know, but you hang out with them despite that because, you know, they're your friend. You know, when they lose, they get super salty, throw a mini tantrum. When they win, they rub it in. Just no fun across the board. I know this scenario is way more common amongst kids, but it still exists with adult friends as well. But anyway, when I was in 2nd grade, I had this type of friend in my group. You know, super competitive, hated losing, was a sore winner, just, yeah, you get it. Jonah was his name, and Jonah and I loved to play video games. So one night I invited Jonah over for a sleepover, and Jonah ended up coming to my house, and we started playing Super Smash Bros. Melee. The first few rounds were pretty back and forth, you know, I would win a few games, he would win a few games, I was playing Marth, he was playing Link, but as the games kept going on, I ended up, you know, winning way more than he was winning. Because of his naturally competitive nature, this made him really upset. He accused me of button mashing and started to throw his controller when he would lose rounds. I would usually just sit in silence, let him cool off, or have a smug smile on my face. A few more rounds go by, and at this point I'm starting to beat him pretty badly. This makes Jonah even more infuriated, and at the end of one game, he launched his GameCube controller across the room. Keep in mind that this was at my house, so he must have been pretty mad to start throwing shit around my place. After Jonah threw his controller, I looked at him and said, you know, maybe we should play a different game. Super Smash Bros. Is getting kind of old. He then looks at me dead in the eyes and says, I'm going to chuck my DS at your face. At this point, I'm starting to get a little bit freaked out because here's a guy who's taking games way too seriously, losing and threatening me when things don't go his way. We then agreed to play Mario Party 6, but first I had to go to the bathroom. I then go to the bathroom, take my piss, and then come back and sit down right in front of the TV where we were going to play Mario Party. Jonah creeps up behind me and dumps my box of Matchbox cars all onto my head. After they were all dumped out, I look up at Jonah and say, dude, what are you doing? Chill out, it's a video game. He responds with, well, you were using cheap tactics in Smash Brothers. I just brushed it off and suggested that we start playing Mario Party 6, but in my head I was thinking, this guy is absolutely deranged. So we start to play Mario Party 6, and in Mario Party 6 there's this mode called Mic Mode. Now in Mic Mode, you're asked a series of cool questions and you have to answer correctly into the microphone. I pull out with the early lead over Jonah, and naturally this makes him angry as usual. We play a bit more and we're nearing the end of the game and I still have the lead. I then look over to Jonah and say, I'm sorry, I have to use the bathroom. So for the 2nd time that night, I went to the bathroom to take a piss. When I come back from my piss, I find out that this scumbag Jonah sabotaged my turn in Mic Mode. While I was in the bathroom, he snagged the mic when it was my turn and purposely said the wrong answer. He hated losing so bad that he cheated. I end up losing the game because he screwed up my turn. And at this point, I'm starting to get mad. I look over to Jonah and say, dude, you cheated, you screwed up my turn, causing me to lose. He looks back at me, shrugs, and simply says, who cares? The nerve of this kid, though. At that point, I just about had it with Jonah. I demanded that he call his mom and come pick him up because of this nonsense. Thankfully, he obliged, and his mom came and picked his little cheatin' butt up. The whole experience just left a sour taste in my mouth. We were kids, though, what can I say? If you have a story about a friend that gets way too competitive over stupid little things like video games, leave a comment below detailing the story. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.